test 1 2 1 2. Alright, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the mishap. We had a little bit of an internet problem. So, we're going to try and get right back into this. Amherst did, though, win the first round. And as my coach said in the chat, they did party a little too hard. And so they may have ripped out the internet cords. So now we're actually going to get into this second round here, which is going to be on Hollywood, which we have already seen today earlier in the semifinals. It is the hybrid map that is going to be, we control the first point, and then you escort it all the way to the end, which David City did bring it all the way to the end on that one. So we'll see what Amherst can do, because it was kind of just a walkthrough for them as they kind of held Winnebago there. So we didn't get to fully see what they could do. So here we go. As you can hear, there are people in the background having the time of their life right now. This is the last game of the night, possibly. If Amherst does win this, they will be your state champions. So David City will be on the attack first as we sit here and we watch. They will be going the normal Sigma Roadhog comp, which is something that we've been seeing all day from them. But we're going to see Toast be going that Pharaoh, Rocket Man be going that Soldier. Rocket Man did, however, pull out the Doomfist earlier, so don't be shocked to see him come out on that later. So the Pharaoh pick is going to be very valuable here, possibly trying to get some... Ooh, and a nice pick out of the air on Sparks by Toast. A really good shot there. Farah is really hard to hit in the air there with people like Echo and other Farahs. So the fact that he hit that is very, very impressive. Or it could just be luck, who knows. But here we go, going on. They are going to win this first team fight as David City just seems to be backing up here. So Amherst did indeed win it. So let's see what David City can do here. Get ready for their second push here. The Echo is going to jump up here, and she might actually be able to get the... Oh, no, the Ana is going to kill her again. And that's twice. The Sparks is now being picked, and the Mercy. So now, once again, David City's entire push is just null and void. And that's going to be a pick on the Baptiste. And now with no healers, it's basically just impossible to do anything. However, what we are going to see is a little bit of that Widow by Sparks that we saw earlier, that he got a lot of really key picks to be able to push the team forward. So let's see if this is going to be the same case here, or if they are going to be stopped. Now, Rocket Man does get hooked in, he does get killed by Egg there, which is going to be very important for David City here, because it's going to give them a chance to push forward. The Diva is going to jump the Widow, but the Diva will die in the process. So now this is going to be David City's chance to push on the point. The Sigma is going to start to push onto Fat Albert does start to push back, but the Pharaoh gets hooked out of the air by Unreal Slice. An amazing pick there. The Ana's in the background, and David City is going to start taking this point with ease as Unreal Slice is going to go to try and pick off this Ana. He will not do it alone, but oh, the res on the Pharaoh here. But there is going to be an ult, and the Pharaoh ult to get the 3-man. And Amherst with a big visor, big Pharaoh barrage there. That's going to keep it very good in the favor of Amherst here. And, I mean, the res by the Mercy there was the key to that play. And obviously, Toast saw the opportunity to be able to get the pick that he needed and to be able to see that the barrage was there. But the Mercy with that res, without that, Amherst would have lost that point. So that was big for them. Now there's going to be a big Sigma ult here, and a Rocket Man and the Mercy are going to go down. The Ana's going to be the only healer on point, and now Junkrat up top. The Egg is trying to jump down. That's going to be a big Earth Shatter, but it's denied by a hook. This is going to be a two-man Diva Bomb by Canned Beans, which we saw a Diva Bomb earlier that was a little bigger than that, but caused Amherst to get the point, but it looks like this one is not going to be enough, as David City will control the point here. Trying to go for the res, though. Oh, and then instead, Mercy's going to fly right into our camera. as she will get picked off. So Amherst did a really good job of defending that first point. However, now it all comes down to these streets. This is going to be a very interesting thing for the Roadhog. Oh, nice pick by Sparks there. But this is going to be a very interesting push with this Roadhog Sigma, because unless David City can really push this point past these buildings, Roadhog's not going to have a whole lot of value here in this push, because while Roadhog is useful, pulling people off a high ground is not really seen or noticed a lot. Now, then again, when it did come to David City playing Thayer Central, this Roadhog did get a lot of value on the second point because of the positioning that Thayer Central took. So we will see what happens here as they do push Amherst off of high ground. However, Toast and them are still up there, trying to get a little bit of value out of that high ground. The Roadhog will turn the corner here.
No one can hide from my sight.
And now with the huge ult to see through walls, this is going to allow Sparks to get a little bit of a knowledge of where people are so he can try to get some picks. This is going to be a visor, and it's going to get one. It's going to get maybe two. It does get a second. And it looks like those two picks by Rocket Man aren't really going to matter much because the team is still staying on the point. And so let's see if Amherst can start to push them back here as David City starts to fall back. But Toast is going to go for this Widow. And he's going to get the value out of that because the Widow does go down. And now he's going to try and focus on that Roadhog a little bit to do a little bit of damage. And now with the Farah getting in a little bit of the back line, it's going to be a little hard for her to get out. And she does. An egg does get her, which is exactly what I expected, because Farah that deep in the back line is going to be very, very hard to get out because her mobility is not something like Echo or even like Doomfist. And now David City is just cleaning up the pack here. A big diva ult there to just keep her mech and try to contest point. But she will die in the process after a mine thrown by Egg. So now let's see what happens here for this Amherst team, if they're going to be able to contest it or if they're just going to hold it back. And it looks like they're electing just to stay back and let them have the point, which is a very good idea. Regrouping here as Amherst is probably the big key here. Not really getting picked, making sure you don't stagger, and this is exactly what I expected. Look who actually turned to, well, I guess I didn't really expect this, but I was more expecting the Sparks on the Doomfist, but Rocket Man did go Doomfist. We did expect to see this soon because it was a big pick for both these teams earlier. So let's see what happens to these teams here. A big window comes out. That's going to allow some value, but Toast is going to get a little bit of a good barrage here to kill Unreal Slice, and then he's going to have to reload here, but he will be getting a pick on this Junkrat. Sparks will pick off Toast now. After a res on Egg, it will now be an even matchup once these last two members of Amherst come back. So this Widow ult will come out. Ooh, and that's a big Doomfist pick. But Hig actually gets in with the trap, but they do res the Doomfist here, and now Amherst is going to have to try and hold this here. They were holding really close to the enemy spawn, though, which is very scary for them because of the fact that they are not going to have, if one of them dies, they're not going to have much value here. Toast does get 2 kills here, though, and now they have to try and get back to the point here because now while there is 60 seconds, the spawn advantage is in the value of David City here. Once again, if one of the members of Amherst die here, it could be a game over for them as they start to push around the point and David City gets this part far. So here comes out the Junkrat ult by David City, and it's not going to get any value. The Reinhardt did not die from that. A good job keeping the Reinhardt out there. Loco Jordo does get slept by the Ana there. That's going to be a Reinhardt shatter that doesn't fall for them, but he will get nanoed. He will get pushed back. Fat Albert will be standing there, and the Ana is now in the front line. Hopefully she can get back there with her team. And now with 6 seconds left, Amherst does a really good job of just holding this point. They are going to try and get the res off, but they cannot. The Monkey's going to ult, and now Amherst has a chance. The Roadhog is anti, so they're going to try and go get him, and they do. The Monkey gets him in the Primal, so now they have the Mei for Sparks, and there's going to be a big ult by Toast here who gets the Mei down, and now they're going to have only a few on. Fat Albert's going to try and ult here. They're going to have the Mercy. They do have both supports on point, so they have a chance of still contesting this. Loco Jordo is going to try and come in with the D.Va and try to just contest a little bit. The Mercy is still here. Then Roadhog comes back. The Mei is back with the wall. They do sleep the Roadhog here. However, it looks like David City's not going to be able to do much as Fat Albert will walk in and destroy the team, and the D.Va will just get punched back and go down. They are still continuing to try and contest, and they are getting the contest going. Egg is still on the point, but he's going to fall off, and they're still contesting. The Mercy's going to fall back on. The Egg is going to fall back on. Mercy is still there, trying to contest as long as she can, but they're going to keep them off, and that's going to be the round. As Amherst does a really good job of defending there. David City tried to get the contest there and tried to push it all the way, but could not get it, unfortunately. So it's very interesting to see how David City's entire attack just fell apart because of the fact that Amherst really, again, ult economy has been a big part of Amherst's game here. And they've really used the ults in scenarios that were beneficial to them. The Pharah waited to hold her ult until overtime hit, got the Mei who was trying to contest the point with her ice block, and still managed to save the game. And so Amherst was able to hold and work together on instances like that with ult economy, and it really truly did help them. So hopefully we can see more value in this attack by Amherst. And their picks that they have, and we will get started here in about 20 seconds.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
And so now we are getting underway as one of our members of our team actually messages our coach, not knowing that he is in this game. For a state tournament, please, Ty, chill out. But so we are instead going to focus more on David City and Amherst here. The wall there was really nice to stop the damage going through. Amherst is going to have a big push here. And the one thing about Amherst here is that they do a really good job of pushing the point and denying the Widow any value. While the Widow does demech the D.Va, the Widow is not in a good line of sight to get any very valuable picks. So they do deny the Widow any value. However, the rest of the team cleans it up. Sparks does a good job of staying well coordinated under pressure there to be able to focus on the D.Va specifically, the biggest counter to her. But honestly, Amherst did a really good job of pushing in there and trying to deny the light sign of Sparks on this Widow. Because if you can deny the sight lines of this Widow, then you're going to get a lot more value out of your team comp if she cannot see the people that are in her line. Widows like to sit on top of there because it's the best point to sit as a high ground scenario and is very valuable for the play as a whole. However, this Monkey is going to try and jump the back line, but away from the rest of his team, the rest of David City will focus him by himself. But this gives Amherst a little bit of a chance to try and push this high ground, which they are, and they're going to try and get some value here. They're going to punch in with the Doomfist, try to contest this high ground, and they're going to get down on Toast, but Egg will go down as well. A big ult on the Doomfist here. They're going to go in swinging. Fat Albert trying to get some swinging in there. They're going to punch the Roadhog, and the Roadhog will actually pick off Fat Albert. Winston will try to get some value out of here, but instead, David City is going to be able to hold it as they will not get any point of contact on this point for Amherst. Amherst, once again, doing a good job of taking the high ground there, but it was just unfortunate that they were down in numbers. And so our coach tries to get our very talkative tank player to stop talking while we are trying to focus on this very important gameplay, just as those 3 kills there by this Window. And Sparks, once again, if you allow the Widow to get line of sight that she is getting here, and Sparks is very consistent, obviously, then you're going to have a problem contesting that. And the Winston is trying to dive that backline, but unfortunately is not able to get anything going on this Widow. So now we're going to see a push by Toast, but Toast will fall. And Sparks is going to get another pick on the Moira, and once again, it's a problem when you can't take care of this Widow because, I mean, just watch the way that Sparks plays this Widow. He is continuously going from high ground to low ground, but not instead of just a low ground. He is gathering up with his team so his team can support him. He is playing Widow very, very intelligently and allowing himself to get picks when they matter most, just like when he got a pick on Toast there and a pick on the Moira, to even be able to stop the complete push by Amherst. So here comes the Junkrat Thayer, and it's going to get Rocket Man, and there's going to be a Sigma ult by David City, and with 18 seconds left, Amherst has to be able to push this far. However, they're not going to be able to, as Amherst will now fall back and might start contesting, and the Rhino is going to try and charge on the point here, and he's going to contest, but unfortunately there goes out the Rhine Shatter, but nothing gets done, and with no time left on the clock, David City will take the second round, and that's going to be very key for them because now we're going to a determining third round match, and sorry to tell you folks, this is going to be a longer match than we anticipated. And on top of that, it's going to be the only match in the entire series to go to a third round. Now, this Mercy ult here was very big for pocketing Toast, pocketing this instance. It's not very often that you see a Mercy ult, so congratulations for that. But now we will be moving on to the dreaded Assault map to determine the winner. However, with Assault, we can also have a tie. So if both the teams do tie, we'll be going to a fourth map for the true determining factor. But let's go ahead and go on to this Assault match, see what both of these teams pull out, and work to get a champion. All right, so we're going to go ahead after that very cinematic movie-like structure by my coach. Well done. We're going to have Amherst on attack here, I believe. Yes, Amherst on attack and David City on defense here on Skya Industries, a very beautiful, snowy, glorious Russian map. And we're going to see if Amherst can truly get something going on attack here, unlike the last point. So we're going to see Amherst walking in. They're going to get egg here, which is going to be very key. And their wins. Oh, and Amherst is going to go ahead and just clean it up here. As now it's only the Sigma on point, and Amherst is going to be able to get this point with ease. A really good job, a team kill. And once again, just working together there, Amherst did a very, very good job of just pushing onto the point. And the big difference maker there was the sim TP. I mean, they were able to TP to the high ground, jump straight onto point, and just pressure into the back line of this David City team. So if we can do that again, I mean, this might be a quick round for Amherst with 6 minutes to be able to push this second point. So they're going to pull out the Fair Mercy themselves with Sparks, and we'll see what Amherst is going to do in response, as they will be trying to get some value here on Egg, but it looks like the D.Va's trying to push in the back line, and Egg is very, very low. He will die, and that's going to be a pick for Sparks, though, on the Mercy. Toast will die from his own rocket, and it looks like maybe Amherst is going to have to fall back here and regroup, as they will not get any value out of this push. The team fight there was a very well fought, and it looked like Sparks kind of hit that Mercy in midair, which was a very, very nice hit. And the Farah for Toast was just unable to do anything in response and ended up killing himself instead. So let's see if Amherst has an answer this time on this attack against David City. Both of these teams doing a very, very good job, are in this final round for a reason, and that reason being that both of them have been very, very competitive up to this point. So we will see what the final thought is. This will be a Diva Bomb by Amherst. It will not get anybody. They will get us something. The Junkrat Tire comes out. It's going to be a 3-man by Egg. A nice Junkrat Tire to stop the push by Amherst. So once again, they're just going to have to regroup here and try to get another push going. But then again, they still do have 4 minutes after that complete demolishing push that they had on the first point. So let's see, like, if they can get anything going here, or if there's going to be any value to this push. But they are going to have an early pick, which is going to be very bad because of the fact that they didn't get a main healer, which means that, unfortunately, even though they did get the res, so that's nice, they should look to try and regroup here a little bit. They're going to nano the Soldier, and Farah is going to try to ult, but Toast Farah gets 3 picks instead of the 1 that Sparks gets, and now Amherst has a pretty good push going in their favor. They're going to have to only get the Mercy here after not getting the res. They deny the res. The Mercy trying to get back to point to contest a little bit. She is. They're not able to kill her. They finally get her. The Diva's coming back from point to try and contest after a 2-tick delay. Now, they're going to pull the Visor. The Visor's going to try and take out the Diva. He does. He's going to try and take out Sparks, and he does. And Rocket Man's going to get a 4-man here. He's going to try and get the 4th at least. And he's going to get as much as he can. The Roadhog gets slept. He's not able to heal. He does get the 4th man, and that's going to be Amherst with the capture of the point. A very good job by Amherst there to be able to use their ultimates in very key scenarios. Sparks used his barrage to take care of the Ana. However, Toast turned right back around and got a 3-man with his, and it just carried out for the rest of the fight. And Sparks with that beautiful Visor at the end to get the D-Mech on the Diva and to get a 3K there was just icing on top of the cake for Amherst to be able to capture that point with a 3-minute timer for if David City pushes this all the way. That's going to be a lot of value for them, as they will have 3 minutes to be able to test it. So go ahead and take a little bit of a look at the spawn room here. This nice little globe, nice little spherical globe of a hologrammed version of the United States, our glorious country. And now we will see. Unfortunately, this is actually set in Russia, though, so I don't know how much I should be saying that in a Russian environment, but we will see a little bit of an attempt by David City here to try and get a good attack here on Amherst as I stumble through my words to try and figure out what I want to say and what I haven't already said before. So we'll see what the comps are here in about 5 seconds for both teams to be able to make the pushes that they need. So we're going to see the Farah by Toast, which again was a very big thing for them last time, but it looks like on the team of the offensive, Sparks is going to go tank, and Unreal Slice is going to go DPS, which is a little bit of an interesting change of events. So Sparks is going to go ahead and go on the Reinhardt here, and Egg is actually going to pick up the Farah. So Unreal Spice is going to pick up the Ashe, I'm guessing, just because they want a little bit of a more mobile hit stain instead of Widow. And that Ashe pick is probably more Unreal Slice's forte. So we will see what Egg can do here on the Farah, and they will get a pick on the Ana. A very, very nice pick, because now they only have that one healer. However, Rocket, or they will get the res on it as Beast does res. And Toast goes down. Fat Albert goes down. Sparks making the difference on tank. Rocket Man coming in, trying to push, but Amherst is going to have to fall back. And that's going to be David City capturing it pretty quickly. And that was impressive. I mean, Sparks going from that DPS role to the tank role like that is something that is usually unheard of or unseen, but it's very interesting to see it happen in real time. So they will get this point. The Farah tried to contest it, unfortunately could not, so they will get this point. Egg gets the pick on the Mercy. And now we're going to see a little bit of a Farah 1v1 over here. This is nice. Oh, and Egg gets him in mid-air. A nice hit by Egg. Oh, and the shatter here by Sparks gets the Diva. Unfortunately, though, Egg will go in the back line and try to barrage here. He's going to try and get the Ana here, and he does. And so now with both supports down, Amherst is kind of struggling a little bit. And in 5 minutes, and it looks like David City is going to be able to make the same exact push. A nice pin on the Farah there. And the Diva's going to try and come in and contest, but she's not going to be able to. And with 5 people on the point here, they're going to try and have to do something. Toast is going to jump. He's going to try a barrage. He does get the Mercy, but Unreal Slice will pick up him. They're going to send in the bomb to try and contest it for David City. And now with both Reinhardts going on, the grab comes out. And they're going to try and go in and get some value. And Sparks goes in and gets a pick. The bomb gets a pick on the Ana. The ball comes on the point to contest. And Sparks is going to have to do something, but he dies. And the Zarya is the only one they're going to pull out the visor. And Amherst is going to be able to hold this here. A really good job by Amherst to be able to get back on the point and contest it for just long enough to get the picks that they need to stop David City's contest. And now, with 4 minutes left, they're looking at a pretty even score here if David City can take the point here. Egg gets a pick on the Mercy here, which is a nice initiating pick. And now Rocket Man is kind of stuck in a little bit of a tough spot. But Sparks drops without his team, and now he's just running to the point and he gets pinned. The Reinhardt of Fat Albert is going to try and take him out, but he cannot. So now, here we go. Another team fight is getting initiated. Sparks will try to charge. They will get the pick on Rocket Man, and Sparks is going to go in. Fat Albert's going to charge in. He's not going to be able to do anything. Sparks is going into the back line to get some picks. They're going to go in. Earthshatter is blocked by Fat Albert's shield, just barely. He's going to go in for the pin, and he cannot get any picks. Sparks does get a pick, though, on Moira. Egg will get for the Farah will get some picks. And now, just like that, we have a very, very close match with 2 minutes and 2 minutes and 17 seconds. This is the final round that we wanted to see, folks.
Initiating match. Ready for battle.
So as we stare into the soul of the health pack, that is the Mega Pack, we will experience some sort of gratitude as we have watched one of the best matches of the day between David City and Amherst. And I mean, both of these teams are very competitive. We expected this from them. But this is one way to end it, that's for sure, folks. The state tournament will end after this round. Can Amherst, on the attack, push like they did last time? And once again, like every other match in overtime, when you push after on 2CP, or unlike every other match in overtime, when you push on 2CP, you will get an extra minute or extra 30 seconds to go to push to the second point. So let's see if they can capture it early to get an extra 30 seconds boost for their second push. Amherst is going to go ahead and try to push here. The Diva's going to focus. Ooh, the Diva's going to focus. They're going to get a pick on the Baptiste early. And now they're going to go and try to get Unreal Slice here, who is on the Ash. The Diva and Canned Beans is trying to so hard, but Local Jordan is going to get 2 picks here. And now it's even. They're going to res Rocket Man. They're going to go ahead and try to get a pick on the Mercy, but the bubble saves her there. And now the Mercy finally goes down for the Diva. Sparks is very, very low. The Diva's on point, and now only Sparks and Loco Joro are the only 2 there. Unfortunately, Jordo is going to fall here most likely. And he will maybe, unless he stays in the ult here. Now we have all the entire team of Amherst finally coming back, but Loco Jordo is staying up. The Baptiste is keeping him up, and Echo is Egg is finally back. And it looks like David City is going to be able to hold it. And they're going to deny them, they're going to ignore the res, and now the Diva's going to remech, and they're going to have an equal matchup here, a Mercy versus Tank, and now they're going to have another DPS come in, where they res the Baptiste, and David City's entire team is back. They're going to try and get the grab in, and Amherst's entire attack is just completely denied here. Ooh, and there's going to be a little bit of a Diva bomb, but it's going to actually just give charge, and a big ride shadow there by Sparks, and it's going to charge into the Mercy, who is actually going to die here. And now Fat Albert's going to die, and the big window comes up, and there is a visor by the Soldier. And here comes out the junk tire, and it won't do anything. And now, with 13 seconds left, Amherst has to be able to recontest and be able to work together as a team here. They have to be able to group up and work in, but with 5 seconds, I don't know if they'll be able to touch. The Diva's going to try and get there. And she does. She will contest. And now, the Moira is coming in. The ulti Moira is coming in. They're going to go ahead and ult here, and they're going to try and get some picks. The Diva is dead, and now the Reinhardt trying to come back, and Fat Albert, he's going to get the pin, but it's not going to be enough, as David City will hold it. And now, because Amherst got the ticks to where they were, there is no opportunity for a time here. This is a ride or die for David City, and this is where legends are made, folks. They have to be able to get it up to that second tick if they want to win. So we will see if David City can do just that.
Ready for battle.
Alright, so as we start this round with 30 seconds here to go, we look at the heat textures. Once again, Blizzard focusing on the fine details, unlike their actual games where people want to play them. So maybe if they focused as much on, I don't know, Overwatch 2, like they did these heat signals, then maybe we'd actually have a better company in Blizzard. But unfortunately, we do not get everything that we want. So we're going to be stuck here with this game, where we will be watching David City attacking against Amherst's defense. And the name of the game here, folks, is, unfortunately, Championships, because we have to be able to focus on what is Amherst going to do here to defend, and it looks like the defense is going to be a Bastion defense by Toast. I mean, we've seen it here, the bunker strat. Will it work or will it not? Again, if one person dies here from Amherst, it could be game over for them. David City could take it. Sparks is going to go ahead and get the charge in. Rocket Man's going to die. This is exactly what I'm talking about, folks. And now, Egg's going to go in. David City getting 2 more picks. They try to get the res, but they can't. They get the res on Rocket Man. Amherst is trying to stay in it. Sparks going ahead, swinging away, he gets the ult. Now Rocket Man's going in, trying to get some picks here, but David City is on the point with 2, and it looks like if they can get a third man on there, David City will be your state champions!
Victory.
A very good push by David City there. 2 picks by Egg allowed them to get the dub. And they are your, not 1, but 2-time state champions. Back to back David City championships. And this ult by Toast. And then the shot on Sparks there was just gorgeous. They did a very good job at the end there, and both of these teams deserve a round of applause from everybody because they really did work very, very hard to get here and deserve all of the credit they can get. That was a very well thought last round. Now we will be heading to awards where we will show you exactly what places were what, and that will be the end of us, for at least me, here at the NSESA State Tournament. I have been your host, Tristan. Have a good night, and thank you for joining us.